How's it going? I realized recently that I haven't shaved throughout the entire lockdown. And not that it matters, because I'm not really meeting anyone or having any meetings, but I think routine matters. I've had a few friends of mine message already saying that they're starting to go a little bit nuts because they've lost their routine. They don't know what to do with their day because they're not usually home at this part of the day. And I totally get that. I do, but for me, I always hated routine. It's a big reason why I rejected high school so much. I just didn't like being told what to do or making every day exactly the same. I think a while ago I realized that lots of old people say things like, life is short. And I couldn't figure out why they said that because, they were old, they were in their 80s. I don't get it. Why would you say life is short? And it wasn't until I got older that I realized that life isn't short. And it doesn't actually go by in a flash like people say. But when you do the same thing all the time, your brain stops recording a lot of it, or it blends it all into the same memory sometimes. And so I realized that the key to a long life is actually just to trick your brain into always problem solving and experiencing new things. The more new things you can do in your life, the longer your life will seem. And that's all that really matters. To put it frankly, somebody who dies in their 30s, in a way, could live a longer life than somebody who dies in their 80s. So long as what they're doing in their life is constantly changing. And for them, ever growing. I'm probably making a mess of this because I'm talking while doing it, but still. Anyway, today is the 5th to last day in our lockdown, I think. It's been extended by 4 days, so it's Saturday today, and I believe we get out on Tuesday at 11:59. So on Wednesday, we go to level 3, which isn't a massive change. The big change really is that at level 3, you can extend your bubble. So we can include family members, anyone that doesn't live with us. But also means fast food takeaway stores are open, and I think Uber Eats. So anybody working in those industries on Wednesday is about to get absolutely smashed. And I do not envy them. But also, on Monday, I start my course. I know, another course, another one. Why am I doing so many courses? I don't really know. They're available and they're free at the moment because of, I guess, the situation. And because we have quite a good government right now and they're making these things available. What am I doing? Crane driving. I know, I'm driving cranes, or rather I'm learning how to drive a crane. It's a few months long, the course, but it's kind of guaranteed work on the other side, which is nice and strange for an actor. And I really like doing physical labor. I used to work for a roofing company, and then I went from roofing and scaffolding to rock climbing, and then that's how I got into rock climbing and kayaking, and then through that I got into presenting, and then through that I got into acting. So if there's anything I've learned, it's that by constantly saying yes to new experiences, not only does it make your life seem longer, but it leads you to really cool places that you wouldn't have planned of going to. And I wouldn't take that back for the world. I've had some amazing experiences purely by just saying yes within reason. Well, at the beginning, not much reason, but now way more reason. I learned a few lessons along the way, but still, not bad. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave the bathroom now. I have a few questions that were given to me by some people on TikTok and a really interesting video that was sent to me as well. A sort of TikTok interview, and I wanna get to that. So, let's go. Oh shit, that was not smooth. Anyway, you know what? I decided a while ago that I wanted to get rid of my chair because I felt like the least I could do, considering that I was sitting down all the time, is I could swap it out for a exercise ball or a yoga ball, and I've done that, and I don't regret my decision, but I've definitely had more accidents on this than I have on a chair. Not like toilet accidents, I mean like I've fallen off it more, which is saying a lot because I fell off my chair quite a bit, considering it's a chair. Anyway, what I do have is a bunch of messages on TikTok, and I'm going to try and answer some of these questions now, but I also have a video that I love, and I love this TikToker as well, she's brilliant, and her name is Sona Cesera. I know I'm definitely reading that wrong and I'm so sorry. I blame dyslexia, but also Sona Cesera sounds like a Samoan name, so maybe I'm just reading it in the wrong language. Anywho, let's see what she has to say.
Mr. Rivers, the people of Perth are going absolutely crazy at the moment with talk about your second series, Life in Lockdown, your daily vlog, currently in production. However, there is a second rumour mill which has gone into overdrive. Rumours about your creativity reaching a blockage. How accurate would you say that talk is?
First of all, this is brilliant. I love this. You're amazing. A blockage. Did I say that? Maybe I might have said that on TikTok. No, I don't think I've got a... First of all, blockage is a weird word to say. It definitely makes it sound like I'm constipated. But a creativity blockage? I think what happens with me is that I don't get a creativity blockage. It's more that I have an overspill of creative ideas, and then I struggle to try and catch or grasp them all, and then I can never really figure out which one I want to do or how to prioritize them. So it's more of a... Sir Richard Taylor calls it a cognitive overload. I went to one of his seminars a while ago, and he said that at the end of every day, he puts his kids to bed, and then his wife goes to bed, and then he spends about half an hour just sitting in the sitting room compartmentalizing all the ideas that he's had in the day. He said if he doesn't do that, that he'll not be able to sleep. And so he spends 30 minutes a night just compartmentalizing, just packing things away and saving ideas for later on. He said that there are times when he's packed something away at the back of his brain and not thought about it for 20 years, and then he's just come back to it and been like, boom, that's the perfect project for now, and then he's just grabbed it again. So I think that's my struggle more, is that I actually just have so many ideas and so many projects that I want to work on, and then also I'm obviously limited by time and money and resources, that I find it hard to even start one. Which I think is fairly common. Sometimes when you have lots to do, you end up doing nothing because you're so worried about which one to start, and then you ultimately just don't start. So yeah, not a blockage, more of an overload, a sort of creativity meltdown, I guess. Jesus, I'll be honest, I try to make it sound better, but that actually sounds worse. Yeah, fuck, you know what? Maybe it's worse. But that's more true. I'm handling it by doing this, actually. This is helping me. These vlogs are helping me. I'm getting stuff out. Great question. Next.
Anyway, moving right along. Earlier this year, you were overheard bragging about owning a very fancy skipping rope to...
I was not bragging. No. I didn't brag. I mentioned that I'd had a fancy skipping rope because I was trying to point out that I had realized that I'd spent a lot of money on a piece of rope when I could just jump over any old piece of rope. And it's a painful realization because the skipping rope cost $80, and for some reason I thought it would make me good at skipping. But the point of skipping is to not touch the rope. So I've just spent a lot of money on a thing that I'm not going to touch and may as well just not be there. I mean, I could arguably just jump on the spot. This makes me sad. This is an expensive skipping rope. I don't know why I did it. I got sucked in. Capitalism. Anyway.
Date footage of yourself using that skipping rope has not emerged, and this is a very worrying trend. You've been quoted in the past as saying that you view lockdown as an opportunity, and I put it to you that lockdown this time round is your opportunity to set the record straight, prove that you do have a skipping rope and that you can indeed skip. Mr.
Okay, you know what? I do have a skipping rope, and I never said that I could skip. I think I probably can't. I think I did in high school, and my grandfather did a lot because he was a boxer, and that's a pretty classic thing because it trains your mobility and your speed, and it's good for cardiovascular activity, but I never did it. I think I can probably do the basics, and I think in primary school I did crisscross. I never got to helicopter, which is what I wanted to. That was the goal. I think if you were in primary school and you could do helicopter, which is when you sit on your bum and you scoot over it, then that meant that you were instantly the coolest kid in school. And I wanted to be that coolest kid. I just was not. I was not. You know why? Because I was a fat, chubby class clown, which worked. And you know what? I didn't even know that I was fat until I hit puberty and got really skinny. And then everyone was like, oh man, you've lost so much weight. And I was like,
was I fat before? And they were like, yeah, you were really chubby before. And I was like, what the fuck? No one told me, man. Like, nobody ever let me know. That would have been really helpful. Maybe I should have exercised. But you know what? Puberty hit me anyway and did all the work for me. And then from then on, I just struggled with being a lanky, tall, sort of slender man creature all the way through high school. But all right, you've spoken. You want to see me skip? You want to see the skipping rope? Fine, let's do this. It's in here. Boxing bag. You might recognize that from season 1 of The Lockdown. And this is where I like to keep boxes because I just can't throw boxes away. I have these that I never started. You know what? These are probably the classic talent, new skill thing for lockdown. Like I think most people around the world take up juggling. Like that's a classic challenge. It's either this or a push-up challenge. I'd rather do this. I've gotta have... This is them. This is the $80 skipping rope. Look at that. It's nice leather. It's nice and heavy. It's weighted. Oh, jokes, it's Adidas. You know what? It's still fancy. That's the point. The point is that they're fancy. You want to see me skip? You're going to be disappointed. But, you know what? I've never turned down an opportunity to disappoint anyone in my past before, so let's do it. Hey. Start again. Start again. That's what I thought. Don't ever challenge me again.
Now, unfortunately, I had a couple technical issues today, so the video ends here. But tomorrow, I've been invited onto an American podcast called Just Jeff to talk about life in lockdown, New Zealand, and the film industry. So watch out for that. For now, though, thanks for watching, and sweet dreams.